week. I hope you guys are enjoying your afternoons. I think that it's actually pretty cool. We have the CEO on this call. You guys to him and give you guys some more, in-depth insight as to who he is, where he comes from. But, my story is actually quite interesting. I've come from an affiliate-based marketing company for the last 3 years. Had a lot of success with that industry, had a lot of success with that company. But I looked at the insurance opportunity for a few reasons. I thought that there was a room for growth, there was a room for opportunity, given the fact that if you speak to any successful entrepreneur, philanthropist, business owner, they're going to tell you the greatest day to invest with insurance is today. And the second greatest day to get insurance was yesterday, because life is so unpredictable. There's so many things that can happen, and you really got to set up the future for what's to come. So, looking at a few different industries, I saw insurance being something that, a lot of my guys can take advantage of, but most importantly, the impact where we can, how many people we can affect across Canada. I saw a need for, more educators in the field. I saw that there was a lot of people who knew about insurance, but didn't understand the benefits about insurance. And if you guys can go ahead and really quickly mute your mics.
I can mute them all. I'm going to mute you too. Just unmute right as soon as I do, okay? There, everyone should be muted now, but you have to unmute yourself, Javon.
Perfect. So as I was saying, guys, I saw a need for more educators in the field. I saw, an opportunity here with Experior. Granted, this company's been around for the last 4 years and change, and, over 600 licensed advisors across Canada. I just figured it was the perfect timing, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree in business, timing is everything. So, I want you guys to understand we have the CEO on this call. He's extremely busy, has a lot of obligations, but we have some time, with him. And I want you guys to really just hold your questions until afterwards. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat. But, Mr. Jamie Prickett's been involved in this industry for quite some time. Him and his wife, Leanne, 20 plus years of experience in the financial markets. And these guys understand where they're going. He's a servant leader, someone who's been putting, people before him, and he understands where this company is going to go. So I want you guys to hear from him. And, again, Jamie, we really appreciate you being on.
Right on. Thanks, Javon. I appreciate it. And you guys keep doing what you're doing, because your business is exploding in just a short period of time you've been here. And I'm proud to work with young guys like you. That's what this industry needs. I'm 38 years old, and I'm still considered, a rookie in this industry. I've been in it since I was 21 years of age. I started with another organization. It was kind of a network marketing / financial company. The emphasis was more on recruiting than, product focus, which is nothing wrong with that. That was the model. And after 10 years, I had recruited 800 people, which I thought wasn't too bad. But I was still struggling myself financially. So I thought, something's got to be, fixed with this. So my wife and I left that organization. I was there for 10 years. I met my wife there. She had spent, I think, 5 or 6 years at that company when I met her. And then we left there 2 years of doing what I call market research. And really what it was 2 years of falling on our face continuously as we went from MGA to MGA. MGA means brokerage, for those that aren't familiar with the term. It stands for Managing General Agency. And my wife and I realized that there was good from the company we came from. There was good in the MGA world, the brokerage world. There was also good in the career agent world, the name brand companies like Sun Life and Freedom 55 and Investors Group. So we figured, why doesn't one company have all the great attributes that all these companies have? Because they all have great things about them, and they all have lousy things about them, let's be honest. We said, why don't we just take the best and leave the rest? And I know that might sound like a corny cliche, but that's essentially what we've done. And since then, we've grown from zero, my wife and I, at the back of a flower shop, literally a 400 square foot head office when we launched Experior Financial Group, with nothing but a dream and barely enough money for that first month rent. A couple months later, we got a real office, which was good. We started hiring some people and growing. By the first year, we had about 50 licensed advisors, which was good. We had a little foundation. 2 years later, we had about 250 advisors. About 150 advisors. 2 years later, 250 advisors. And now, after 4 years in business, approaching right around 600 licensed advisors in 7 provinces and 1 territory as of 2 weeks ago. Pretty cool. We're in the Northwest Territories now as well. We're also in Quebec, one of the hardest provinces to get in. Last week, I had a guy drive from Quebec to meet with me who sold his MGA to another large insurance brokerage years ago, and it was actually coming up on 4 years ago. His non-compete is coming up, and he wants to help us build exponentially in Quebec as well. So we're getting all these people from all different angles coming at us, wanting to partner with us. And we're super excited, because not only is it great for people that are already in the industry, but we've built a platform now, and it's just been really in the last probably 2 quarters where we can take someone that's absolutely green in the business and show them how they can work with the best financial services brokerage in the country and the fastest growing financial services brokerage in the country. And they can build a real business that will outlive them, believe it or not. So I'm going to share with you about that. So time for change in the industry, we believe, was 4 years ago when we started Experior, but the only next best time to join Experior is today. I like your quotes there, Jamon. We're the change, again, that's needed in this industry. Our unique business model is our competitive advantage. There's no other financial company right now like us in all of Canada. There's 5 points here. We're 100% Canadian. We founded the company on December 23rd, 2013. We were licensed to do business just shy of a month after that. Our head office is in Guelph, Ontario, which is my hometown. We're currently licensed in 7 provinces, and I have to add 1 territory to that slide. We have a direct MGA contract with 19 insurance companies. And for most of you, that doesn't mean anything. But for us, what it means is that we don't have to go through anyone else. We deal directly with the insurance companies, and every company has minimum requirements in order to do business with them directly. And we meet those requirements with 19 companies. This has never been done before in the MGA industry ever in the history of the MGA world until Experior came along. So we're super excited about breaking records as well. Our advisors also have ownership of their business. We're not afraid of someone building a business with us and wanting to leave and go somewhere else, because we believe that if we keep people with golden handcuffs, easy to break free, but they're gold, you're probably going to want to stay. And that's why we want to treat people good to have them stay, pay them fair to have them stay, not, nickel and dime them to death and force them to stay because, they're going to lose everything if they leave, right? Which so many companies, unfortunately, operate that way. And then we have offices, regional offices, and we're going into every major city across Canada. We've already got 2 offices in Edmonton, and we've only been there for 2 months now, or 3 months. We've already got an office in Calgary, and we're going to have another one on March 1st. And we've only been there for like a month. I mean, it's like this thing, it happens fast. Etobicoke office, we have Brampton, Vaughan, Concord, Mississauga, small little branch. Now actually a second office in Brampton. 1 in Whitby. I'm working on another one in Oshawa right now as we speak. They're just popping up. Nova Scotia. I don't know. There's a bunch. We keep growing. So last year, what are the experts saying about us? Because anyone can say what they want, but we have some experts saying some things. So the Insurance Journal is an industry publication. And this industry publication is the most recognized across Canada. And they had us featured in there 3 separate times. And it was all good news, which is exciting because they feature bad news too. But it was all good news. And one of them was an acquisition that we recently went through with a company called VFG Financial Group. We had 115 brokers that worked out of VFG Financial Group. And when this transition and merger took place, we had 100% success in all the advisors coming under our wing and not one single fallout from that transaction. So I think that speaks volumes in terms of how we treat people, pay people, and recognize their efforts. Our solutions. So this is what we do. This is the nitty gritty. This is the product stuff. We have debt solutions. We do mortgages. We have a debt snowball built into our financial needs analysis program. We have second mortgages, refinancing. We can even get people solutions in bankruptcy and proposals if that's a need as well. We do home and auto on a referral program. Currently, that's only available in Ontario. So if you're watching this from out of province, I apologize. But we're literally weeks away from a solution. Oh, I'm echoing there. Someone unmuted maybe. Oh, okay, I'm back to normal. Okay, so we're weeks away from a solution out of province as well. So, Alberta, BC, Nova Scotia, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, some of the other provinces we're in. And, the home and autos, I'll just touch on that real quick. You don't need a license to refer a home and auto program, and you still get compensated on it. So just by registering with Experior, being a part of our family, you get to access a tool where you can actually send people for a home and auto referral. It's all done digitally online. And if they go through with the program, you get paid a referral fee for that. My thing's froze here. We also have insurance solutions, life insurance, final expense, critical illness, disability, health and dental. We can do group benefits. We have investment solutions, everything under the sun, kids education plans, retirement plans, TFSAs, RSPs, you name it, group pension. Our biggest group plan right now is close to 1,000 employees. Okay, one of our advisors set that up, which is cool. And they're excited because every single week they're getting fat paychecks from that. So that's a good thing. And then we also have more things being added all the time, an exchange trade platform, exchange traded funds, I should say, which is similar to the Wealth Simple. We have a platform online, health spending accounts, we have legal advice and will kits. So all that stuff. And then these are some of our contracts. So we're direct contracts with LeCap, CPP. You see the list there. You probably know Manulife. We do the health and dental programs with them. And there's more. And all the ones on the top line, we also have direct contracts with. The ones on the bottom line are the only ones we don't have a direct contract with, except Equitable and Avari are in the works as we speak. Okay. So pretty much everyone out there we're direct with. Licensed to do business, as I said, in several provinces. Long-term plans is to go south of the border, but let's destroy Canada first in a good way. Okay, let's go out there. We're going to become the largest financial services company in the country, and then we're going to look at going south of the border. So if we look at 100 people at age 65, let's determine if there's a need for financial services. Well, if you look here, there certainly is. This is a stat from 2000, so this is very outdated, but life is pretty much the same now as it was then, if not worse for some. 54% of people are dependent on CPP, old age security. 36% of people are still working at age 65. Most of them not by choice. 5 will be deceased. 4 will be okay with $1 million net worth. And only 1% will be wealthy with a $5 million net worth. So why is it that 90% of people are going to be dependent or working at age 65? We feel it comes down to the lack of education right now out there. There's no financial game plan to help people. There's no, affordable financial game plan, or in our case, it's free. We put it together at no cost for the client. And there's no financial coaches out there actually teaching people and educating them. They're more just looking to make a quick buck, make a sale, and then see you later. We take more of a proactive approach in dealing with our clients. Oh, I got to turn my phone off before it gets annoying on me. And how we bring all this together is we do something called an expert financial analysis. This is a holistic approach to helping clients, which has led Experior to becoming one of the most diversified MGAs in terms of our product offerings. We don't just sell life insurance. We don't just sell critical illness. We don't just sell investments. We offer all of it, and we do a great job putting that package together. The tri-brand is what I mentioned to you at the beginning. We took the best from 3 types of entities: the best from the career captive agency, the best from the managing general agency, and the best from the network marketing side. Okay. Again, there's no other MGA like this in Canada. And here's an example. And I made these very simple for folks that are new to the industry getting involved. If you sit down with an average family, you first of all, to become an advisor with us, you have to get a license. There's your qualification on the right side there. You have minimal to no experience. Okay. Part-time is available. The benefits are you can actually earn a 15% bonus on any direct financial advisors that you bring in the business. And the example I'm going to use for all of these slides, so I won't have to keep repeating it, is one client is equal to $1,250 of FYC. That stands for first year commission. Now, FYC is how much you make upfront when you deal with a client, plus you get a bonus at the same time that you're paid the FYC. Okay, so $1,250 plus a 40% bonus at the starting contract would mean the average client, if I do the math here, this is my calculator, I'm doing real math, times 1.4, you're going to make about $1,750 to help the average family put together a solution. Now, this is just based on one of our carriers' products, but it pretty much works out to the same math, whether you sell a bit of investment and a bit of term insurance, whether you sell a bit of whole life with a term rider. I mean, it all kind of works out to the average client is going to be about $1,250 of FYC. Okay. I noticed there's a question there. Let me just see. Is that one client or one family? That's one family. Good question, John Mark. That's the average family that we sit down with. Yeah, it's not like if they have, a husband and wife and 5 kids, you're not walking out on average making 10 grand. Now, having said that, we have advisors that deal in higher net worth clientele. I just sat with one of our advisors today. She's in the process of recruiting an agent that has their RESP license with another organization, and they're looking to get their life license. This lady just told me she set up a client there recently for $30,000 per month in premium. The FYC on that would be about $190,000 plus the bonus, right? So, I mean, that's a $250,000 plus paycheck from one client. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. And then if you're at a higher level, that could be more like a $400,000 or $500,000 paycheck, or $400,000 or $500,000 paycheck for one client. It just depends on the market. I like to stick with middle income, families that are struggling, they're just trying to get ahead, and they're looking for help. And that's our target market. We, again, have lots of advisors that go after the big whales out there, but the majority of our business is done in the middle to upper middle market, okay? So 4 clients at this contract level, you go out and help one family per week, okay? Once you get your license, that's the only qualification that you need. We're gonna show you how to do that. You're gonna make $7,000 per month by helping one client per week, okay? I always ask people this in a meeting, and I'm not going to do it here because then you'll have to unmute and then it'll get really loud and echoey. But think about this for yourself. Do you think it's humanly possible over the next 3 to 6 months or 1 to 2 months, depending on how fast you want to go? Do you think it's humanly possible that you could go out and personally help one client on a weekly basis with their financial needs and put an insurance or an investment plan in place? So I got some more questions here. One client a week, $7K. That's right. So that's starting contract. Now, as soon as you've done that 5 to 10 times, and I say 5 to 10 because there's a production requirement in place, but it works out to on average about 7.5 clients. But let's just say 5 to 10 times you do this, okay? You're going to get promoted to the next contract. There's no recruiting necessary. You don't have to build a team, none of that stuff. You're going to get your first promotion. And here's how it works. You're now going to become a senior financial advisor. You get to get your business cards updated and everything. You're excited. You do $10,000 of career premium. Again, don't worry about those numbers right now. It works out to 5 to 10 clients, okay, or 7.5 on average. Here's some benefits. You now earn a 30% bonus on all of the FYC that's produced by your financial advisors. You also earn a 15% bonus from any of your direct senior financial advisors. So even if you're at the same level as someone in your organization, you're still earning a bonus on the production as long as you were the one that introduced them to Experior. Now you're going to make $8,500 for helping 4 clients on a monthly basis. So if you guys think about this, if you believe it's humanly possible that at some point in your career, you could help one family per week set up a good insurance plan and maybe some investments or whatever else, I'm telling you that you could make over $2,000 per client, which is about $8,500 per month, which is $100,000 a year income. Okay, and I believe that anyone that's good in sales or willing to get good in sales can do that. And some people think, well, I don't know if I like sales. Well, good. This isn't like selling vacuums door to door. This isn't selling energy door to door. This isn't like that. This is educating and consulting and advising. It's less of a salesy role. Now, we do know that there is some skills necessary. You have to have good people skills. If you don't like people and you repel them more than you attract them, that can also be an issue. But for the most part, if you're a good people person, you can have success here. And then here's the next contract, a sales manager. Now you have to have, now this is where some recruiting has to happen. In order to become a sales manager, you have to have 5 licensed teammates doing $30,000 a team premium over 2 months. That works out to probably 20 clients, 25 clients over the 2-month period. Part-time also is available, but most people are full-time at this point because they're making, pretty good money. 60% bonus on financial advisors, 30% on senior financial, and again, 15% on any direct sales managers in your business. Okay. Did you say hi, Avari, are not directly involved? Did you say, hey, do you mind just saving the questions to the end, please? That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, it just throws me off, and I just want to get through this, and then we can do all the questions and answers that you guys want at the end. But helping 4 personal clients is going to pay you $10,000 on a monthly basis. Okay, so $10,000 a month, about $120,000 a year. But here's the other kicker: you now have 5 licensed teammates out there doing some production with you. So if you're 5 licensed advisors, if we look here, if you had 3 of them that were at the financial advisor level, helping 2 clients each, that's $60,000, or that's another $4,500 in compensation. And someone put a blue line on there, I'm not sure that happened. 2 senior financial advisors helping 2 clients each, that's another $1,500 a month in overrides. Your team override commissions are now $6,000 a month. That's a $16,000 monthly income, and you're at about $190,000 of annual income. Next, you become an executive director. An executive director has to have 10 licensed teammates that do $60,000 of team premium over a 2-month period. That works out to 40, 45 clients on over that 2-month period between you and your 10 advisors. You'll now earn 100% bonus on financial advisors, 70 on senior financial, and you see the whole list goes on. But in addition, you can actually promote other executive directors and you still get compensated. And that's one of the game changers in the industry right now that no one else has. We look here, as an executive director, if you had 2 of your sales managers, people that are managing their own independent little teams, helping 10 clients each, and you have 3 senior financial advisors helping 5 clients each, they're not quite as experienced, they don't have as big a team. And if you had 4 financial advisors just helping 1 family every week, each of them, your total agency commissions are $43,000. That's $55,000 on a monthly basis, which is over $660,000 per year. Now, I always like to preface this part because I show this and people are like, oh yeah, okay, sounds like one of those things or whatever. Well, here's the thing. It's not like there's some guy in Nantucket on a mountain eating ice cream that did this, okay? This is like your neighbors are doing this. This is like people all over Experior are starting to achieve these levels and do these types of numbers. So it's not, like I said, pie in the sky. It's actually happening. Look here, now you can start promoting executive directors. This is now starting to happen. Okay, we're only 4 years in business, so it takes some time. We're growing. This is already starting to happen. People are starting to promote executive directors. If you have 3 executive directors helping 25 clients each, and you have another 6 helping 25 clients each under them, and then under them, because we go through 7 generations, you're going to have another 20. There's your monthly cash flow. 22,000 from the 3 firsts, 22,000 from the 6 seconds, and 12,500 from the 3rd through 7th. Add that with your agency production, you're at over $1 million in income. Now I'm going to back up 1 second. I always like to show this slide for a little bit longer. Let this sink in. That slide right there, making over $50,000 a month. Let's add up the numbers. You're personally helping 4 clients yourself. You have 2 sales managers helping 10 clients each. That's 24 clients. You then have 3 senior financial advisors helping 5 clients each. And that's total on their teams. Okay. That's now 39 clients, right? Yep. 24 and 15, 39 clients. Then you have 4 financial advisors helping 4 clients. That's another 16. We're now at 55 clients total on a monthly basis, and you're making $50,000 a month. Now, most people believe it's humanly possible for them to go out and help 1 family a week. They also believe it's humanly possible that one day, once they know what they're doing, they could train someone else how to do that, or better yet, find someone that's already doing that and show them our system how it's better than the one they're currently in. And number 3, if they can do it once, they know that they can do it again. If you were to go out over the next 14 months and you were to hire 1 person on a monthly basis and train them how to do this, that is your net result right there, what you're looking at. It's not pie in the sky. These are the numbers. The thing I love about financial services is finance is math. It's science. Science is based on facts. There's no theory involved here. These are the numbers. This is just how it works, which is absolutely incredible. And then you can continue to build executive directors at that point once you become an executive director. Our payrolls run every Tuesday and Friday on all product lines and overrides, so you're continuously getting paid on that. 5 reasons people decide to join us. Some people don't like their current job. Maybe they're looking for a career change. Others love what they do, but they want to earn some extra part-time income. Others, they dream of having their own business. When I was 21 years old, that's all it was for me. I just wanted to be in business, right? They wanted to get a financial education so they can learn to win the money game, and others just want to help people and make a big difference out there. The registration now. So when someone gets on board with Experior, they're required to pay a $150 one-time registration fee and then a monthly fee of $35. And that gets them access to all of the training, webinars. We run webinars, by the way, 5 days a week, and it's all different product training, stuff like that. CE credits for your continuing education that are required by the Financial Services Commission of Ontario to upkeep your license. The expert financial analysis tools, quoting tools, carrier software, scoreboard. We have healthy competition over here. You can see all your clients through a management system we call VertGate. support in all lines of business, contracting compliance, discounted LLQP programs to help you get licensed, and there's lots more. But that's it, $150 one-time fee, and then $35 a month. You have access to everything to build your empire within this organization. Then we have the licensing. There's different ways to go about it. One is no money down, and I've only got 3 options here. This is a presentation I use for some people out in BC where they don't have the in-class option. But the online course is free, where there's no upfront cost. There's a slight reduction in comp on your first 5 sales if you choose the $0 option. This is all online. Also, there's another online version. It's the same as this one, except you don't lose any of your first 5 sales. You get them all once you're licensed. You have to pay $148, and this is through Remix. This is not an Experior course. It's an outside company that comes in, and we have the instructors come right to our offices and do, for the in-class, we have the instructors come to our office. But this is online, and it's through a company called Remix. Then there's also the online where you can get textbooks if you'd like to have physical copies of the textbook rather than reading them off a computer screen. The last option, which is not shown here, is if you want to take the in-class, it's a 5-day in-class, or we also have a weekend option. So we have a Monday to Friday option, 9 to 5, or a Saturday, Sunday from 9 to 5. You can choose either one. We have one coming up in Brampton the first 2 weekends in March. And the cost for that is $348 for the entire LLQP program. It includes the online tools, training, everything else. And that's to go and get your license, okay? You have to have this certification. You have to take this course to get your license. But again, you can take it online or you can take it in class. There's also an option where if you want, you can finance the in-class. You can pay $100 down payment, which also gets you your textbooks, and then $30 a month. So it's a little bit more to finance it, but at least there's an option there. If, you know, I never want money to come between someone looking at an opportunity or not. And what do we got here? Why now is there no better time to join Experior? Brand, timing, and ownership to me is so important. Branding is huge. When I talk about companies out there, if I said, you know, what company sells insurance? Everyone thinks, oh, wow, Sun Life or Manulife, right? Because they built a good brand. When I say what company sells investments, people think of Investors Group or Edward Jones or some of these other names. When I say what company helps families with their finances, no one comes to mind, right? Everyone draws a blank. They're like, yeah, what company does help? Well, that's the brand that Experior is working to develop, is a brand of a company that goes out and helps families. We show them how to budget. We show them how to plan. We show them how to get ahead with their finances. And then timing. Let's not kid ourselves. Timing is one of the most important keys to success. If you're in the right place at the right time, success can happen. And then ownership. If you don't own what you're building, you do not have a business. You simply have a glorified sales role within a company. We built real ownership in Experior. So I'll talk about that. We talk about brands. Check this out. Airbnb, Alibaba, Uber, Facebook, all the biggest in each of their independent industries, all of them started by a millennial as well, which is crazy. And then there's Experior. Fastest growing MGA in Canada, owns no products. And you might think, wow, you're comparing yourself with the Facebooks and the Alibaba and the Airbnbs. What do you think they did at one point? Do you think they had a vision, right? I mean, I have a huge vision that we can go out there and over time become the largest player in the financial services field. And the great thing is, it's not pie in the sky hypothetical. It's, hey, look at our track record. Look what we've done in 4 years. Now, believe me, we're nowhere yet. I mean, we're nothing. We're not even a scratch on the surface yet. But we know where we're going, and we know that we're going to continue to grow, and it just continues to compound every single week, every single month. And then we go to timing. Well, timing, according to Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, his biography, The Founder, you should see it. It's unbelievable. He says the 2 most important requirements for success are first, being in the right place at the right time, and second, doing something about it. I believe that people that take action are the people that get things done. And then millennials, baby boomers, there's a huge wealth transfer right now. There's, you know, having a license in financial services to facilitate what they call the wall of wealth. There's been books written about this wall of wealth that's coming as the baby boomers' parents are passing away. They're selling properties. They're divesting their assets. It's transferring hands into the baby boomers. And then ultimately the baby boomers' largest generation, it's going to pass hands to the next generation. And guess what? Having a license in financial services means you can facilitate that transfer and you can catch that wave of wealth that's coming in. And then there's the millennials, right? I think most people on this webinar right now are millennials. 70% of you prefer to work remotely. They're underemployed. They're adaptable, entrepreneurial. They're open to change. 58% were studied as wanting to leave their jobs in 3 years or less. They're also very optimistic. They haven't been beaten up by the real world yet. And 62% of millennials believe that they can make a difference in the world. I missed being a millennial by 2 years and 5 days. I'm born on December 26, 79. So I spent 5 days in the 70s. It was great. I clung on to my mama the whole time. But, you know, I look at millennials being very similar and almost close to my age, right? Only a couple of years, younger and past beyond. But I love working with millennials when they're hungry and they're on fire and they want to go out and build something. And they haven't been beaten up that bad by the real world. The truth is that most people stop, living at 25. We just don't bury them until they're 85, right? Most people give up on their goals and dreams, and they realize that, hey, man, I know I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I should have done this, should have done that, should have done this. And then you become a should-head and you should all over yourself, and it's a big mess. And some of you will get that later. But, I believe that there are great opportunities out there. And I'm not saying that Experior is the only one, but I know we're one of them. I know we're one of the fastest and one of the, I don't want to say easy because this business is not easy, but I believe it's one of the most strategic, fastest ways that someone could create wealth in a business. I mean, it's phenomenal. We're in financial services. I often joke that there's a lot of money in money, and we're in the money business. We're not dealing with products that are tangible. We're dealing with paper, right? We're dealing with contracts. And it's money contracts, and that's why I think there's so much profit margin for people that are building an empire here. Forbes calls this industry a recession-busting career because money never goes out of style. Inc. listed as a top career for entrepreneurs, and Entrepreneur Magazine calls it one of the cheapest franchises you could ever own. So one of the most important things, in my opinion, when it comes to business is having ownership, and this is the last part of my presentation, but our advisors have ownership of their book of business, the clients that they develop, they own that, that's an asset. They also have ownership of their agency, that they develop, and then they can ultimately have ownership in Experior when they become executive directors. As a company, we issue stock in Experior and you become a shareholder with us. Let's talk about the OQ, ownership of your book of business. Well, Experior's way, whatever your residual income is, we take that, we multiply it by 75%, and we pay it to you for the next 10 years when you retire. So it's a recurring benefit even after you retire. That's a 7.5 times valuation with a bit of degradation. Industry way is 2 to 3 times valuation, and that's only if you can find a buyer willing to pay to buy your business. So again, we're sitting at 3 times better than what's going on out there in the industry right now. A lot of brokers want to put their book of business with Experior because we have a better buyout plan. Ownership of your agency. It actually works the same way as the book value. All we do is we look at the income generated under your code. We take 75% of that, whatever your overrides are, multiply it out by 10 times. That's your buyout on your valuation. 10 years of residuals paid out. The crazy part is we'll also pay this to your family or loved ones, whoever you will it to in the case of your death. That's a 7.5 times valuation. The industry way, carry the one, 0. Not a single penny. When you build an agency with any other MGA, you don't own anything other than your own book of business. You don't own your agency, and that's one thing that Experior built in. We do profit sharing. We want people to be a part of that benefit of owning it. And then the last one is ownership in Experior. You have the opportunity to earn shares in the fastest growing MGA in Canada, and that's documented in print. This is what we do because we believe that the people that own this business with us are going to treat it like it's their company because they do own a piece of the pie. Now, I'll tell you, my wife and I still own 82% of the company. So only 18% is owned by our sales force. But I don't know too many other MGAs giving up 18% and growing to their sales force to actually own a piece of the pie. And then ask yourself, which is worse, the pain of change or the pain of regret? Both hurt, but pain of change, you get over it. You have to learn a new industry. You have to learn a new career. You have to sacrifice a little bit, put out a little bit of money for the licensing and the registration. I mean, there's a pain of change, right? Some people are going to laugh at you, call you crazy. What are you talking about? Financial services. One day you're plumbing and now you're going to fix my finances, right? That's a pain of change. Everyone has to go through that. You got to deal with rejection and so on. But the pain of regret is something that many people take with them to their graves. And again, I'm not saying Experior is the be all and end all and, we're the only good thing out there, but we're one of them. So anyway, that's our little presentation there. And now if you guys want, I can do some Q&A.